Let's try to make quick gameplay of rest of this day. This is the 3rd September. Basically, one turn, one day on this whole campaign takes around 1 hour. 1 hour and maybe a few minutes if you stop for thinking about some decisions. So we finished first activation of 5 a.m. Army Group South counter is 3 hours later, affecting potentially next German activation. And now we have cheat pool. So the next one is this is 16 German motorized corps. So we can with these small activations we can postpone them, and there is a spot for 2 German cards, or you can just put this counter aside. So we can postpone this because, and we can use this whatever we like. We want to postpone this because there's a contrary orders involved with Army Group South counter, and this corps is part of 10th Army, which is from Army Group South. So we just put this aside and we pick next one. And this is logistics check. If check doesn't appear because there is more counters, there's more cheats than spots on the activation track or our track. So logistics doesn't have to come up in the course of a turn. If it doesn't, it will come automatically in the end of the turn of the day in the night phase. So we check logistics. Every unit that is already isolated takes a step loss. So this one becomes isolated. This one becomes uninsulated. It can without any problem go this way, then to Army HQ, and then to any supply base. One of those is right here. And I think this is it. Yes, that's all. So logistics check doesn't advance time. We have crossed arrow right here to indicate this. And you have a little reminder of what to do. For now, I won't show you what are the logistics lines and supply lines and how they work, but they're pretty standard. And the next, motorized corps. And for this one, this is corps from I don't know, should I say corps or corps? Anyway, this is this group of units from 4th Army, and it doesn't it is not affected by any contrary orders, so we can postpone this activation, but we want to leave the second possible spot for another one if it comes up. So 19th is right here, and their HQ is right here in Bory Tucholskie forests. So for this activation, we can, instead of movement and combat turn, we can, with any unit, with every unit from this group, we can attack and move in whatever order we like. So for example, I'm gonna attack with this 3rd Panzer right here. I'm gonna move off this spearhead. So this is 5 to 1 without any DRMs. And please note that I cannot put army artillery because this is small activation. So this is 5 to 1 without modifiers. This is 4. So 5 to 1, 4. 5 to 1, 4. And this is terrible because this is exchange. So the Polish unit fought really hard in here. It is destroyed. But it does give hit to German unit, which creates also legendary battle possibility. And I will this and this loss indicate on HQs, and also there are track losses. In exchange, we don't advance after combat, and if we don't advance after combat, the Panzer unit can always set up a spearhead. It's gonna be right here. I don't have to mention that exchange result is not very often. It reminds me of Next War, where in combat tables you have random, even if you have really good conditions to attack, there's always random result that makes attacker lose. And this is another, and this is what I was talking about. We are still, we move time. This is what I was talking about. We still have contrary orders for Army Group South, so we can postpone this activation. This is 15th, and we can leave it for later. Okay, I'm not gonna look for the card, just put it right here. So we take another one. And we have Polish Navy. Polish Navy has few options. On first days, Navy tried to fulfill the Rurka operation, laying a mine blockade on the Gdańsk Bay. Two of ships, actually this is main ship, two main ships and a group of smaller ships. Two of those are destroyed already by Luftwaffe. So instead of trying to, which is almost impossible, to lay this, to fulfill the plan Rurka, I'm gonna send them to escape towards Baltic Sea. They can be still chased and destroyed, but if I escape at least one ship from Gdańsk Bay, Polish side will get 1 point of morale. And this doesn't advance time, again. And we have Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe will advance time. So for this activation, we check what units in Luftflotte 1 and Luftflotte 2 we have available. And this is very, let's say, complicated looking table of possible targets. So I'm just gonna perform those raids. So 1, I'm gonna try to destroy this escaping unit towards Baltic Sea. Very important in this game is bombarding HQs and trying to destroy logistics of the unit. So 1 for Pomorze Army, 1 for Poznań Army, and H means horizontal bombers, and 1 for Modlin Army. And with small Stuka raid, I'm gonna try to raid this unit. For Luftflotte 4, I'm gonna send 1 for Łódź Army and 1 small for airbase of the Pursuit Brigade in Warsaw. So let's go. I'm not gonna explain those results now. I'm just gonna tell you if it's successful or not. So let's start with this airbase, Warsaw airbase, 1 of 3. We roll 2d6 because if we roll double, it means navigational failure or weather, low cloud base, mist, something like this. If you roll double, rate is automatically a failure. So base 4 or more on red. This is a miss. HQ without Polish air cover. It's right here. 2. This is a fail. Next, Pomorze. This is a double 6, which means this is a fail. This unit haven't reached target. Next one. And we have a hit. We have a 5 on red, which means this unit gets shock marker. Shock marker gives DRM for the attacker in the ground attack. Next one, this HQ. This is another double. It looks like weather is not very good in this morning. It's still 9 AM. Next one, Łódź Army HQ. This is a miss. This is a 2. Very poor rolling. And is this... I think this is all. Okay, and Navy. Navy at sea. The fleet at sea with the bigger Stuka attack. This is 3 or more. And this is another fail. This is absolutely terrible performance of Luftwaffe in this morning. There's another one in the in a pool, but the second one is only for Warsaw and fleet, so we might potentially have chance to attack this escaping fleet again. So contrary orders for Army Group South is over. Now it's 11 o'clock. Just checking if actually all units have been bombarded. Okay, next one is and this is commander intervention. So we can choose Hoth or Hepner. So it means there's a number of corps that they affect. It means we pick one unit, we can attack with this unit or move one hex and attack. And then and if this is a panzer unit, we can put a spearhead. So let's pick Hepner because we want to move 4th Panzer in here to Kaminsk, and then if we have possibility to attack, we have to attack right here. No, this is actually, let's attack here because this could create this would be a little risky. So 5 to, I suppose, 1. Yes, 5 to 1 in a town. This is -1, minus and +3 for disrupted and isolated unit. So +2, 5 to 1, and we have a 6. So this is probably, yep, defender eliminated. Isolated unit or cavalry brigade destroyed. First, it cannot be rebuilt. Second, it creates morale loss for Polish unit. And we have, we actually could have done this with the 1st Panzer. So let's go in here. Okay, oh my god, so sorry about the glance. Next one, the intervention doesn't progress time. what is with those little activations? So we have 14th, but contrary orders are already over, so it won't create any problem. And 14th is right here. This is one motorized unit. So let's move. Oh, and its now its command is set. It is commanded by 10th Army, and we have operational boundaries, which means armies cannot mix together. And there's an 8th Army unit, so I have to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can, because this is a corp activation, I can move this HQ. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We advance time. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. And this is Polish move or Polish combat. So for Polish side, in case you wonder if Polish side should escape as fast as they can, no, they shouldn't, because we have border battle stage, and if we get Plan West activation, we have to fulfill the Plan West assumptions, or we lose morale. If we lose morale every turn, so we just skip Plan West, it's gonna go towards 0 very, very fast. So of course we pick move. This is not the time for Polish attacks yet. It will be later. And we have general activation of all units on the map. So let's begin here. We have right here 36 mobilizing unit, which has counter of detached regiments, but this is not actually detached regiments for now. This indicates, and also on the counter little M letter indicates that this is unit that is still mobilizing for the whole activation, and they came unloading from the train. So there are German units coming in, so it's very important now to get rid of this loading counter. Next one right here, Polish armored train. We can move them in general activation and then only at night. Okay, this unit is okay. This unit is we're gonna move them right here. Of course we keep track of daily range. This can stay, this can stay. Okay. Those cavalry units, they create pretty good screen right here, but this one will go to the woods. It's 3 points. We don't track daily foot range for those units. Oh, we have another mobilized armored train right here, and we have cavalry unit that was lost before, but without isolation, so it was still able to be rebuilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, right here, 5. And the train, 1, 2, 3. Like this. This unit we should leave as tactical reserve, or more operational reserve. Okay, right here. There's a bridge which was blown, and the red bridges cannot be rebuilt. So I think this Noteć River line is already, let's say, clean. So let's move 1, 2, 3. That's all. 3 because clear terrain is 2, and leaving zone of control, which is which is not blocked by a river because of organic artillery, means 3. Right here, Nakło, Nakło unit, it can go back to Bydgoszcz. So this is 1, 2. 15th division will stay for now in Bydgoszcz. Don't want to use its daily range for now. This unit can move on the road. It can anyway, but it will move from, or not. Let's, oh, we had a logistics check. This unit should be isolated, actually. We missed this. So being isolated means this unit works as out of command unit, and we don't want to try to move them, because if they don't move as expected, they will fight the meeting engagement, which will probably destroy them. 27th, let's see, range is 8 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Absolutely no problem. 27 goes here, and they take position possibly to attack this unit. I want also this cavalry unit right here, and this Wisła unit. 1, 2, 3. Daily range. And right here, I think everything is what? Oh, there's a German unit isolated also. Yep, there's a German 1st Cavalry Brigade that has been isolated. Okay. On the move, on the time track, we advance 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it affects all Polish activations until 9. We advance time. And we have airbase relocations. This is very important because air bases have 2 sides. If they're on a on prepared, let's say, working side, they're very vulnerable to German Luftwaffe raids, but they create air cover around 2 hexes in the 2 hexes range, and also they extend command range, which on Polish side is really short. Okay, so now we have Polish bases, air bases relocation, and also this is the only moment that we can move Polish air bases. But I don't think I should do anything with this right now. It will be important much more later. We don't advance time, and we get another cheat. And this is another commander intervention, this time Heinz Guderian from 19th Corps. This activation won't advance time, just as Navy or base relocation. And for this one, I think we should try to, yes, attack, move 1 hex and attack this 27th division, because it really threatens weakened 3rd Panzer Division right now, which took heavy loss on first activation on 5 AM. Polish regiment was lost, but it gave, and this is actually what happened many times in Polish campaign, especially in the first days of the campaign, where German tanks often got ambushed by Polish anti-tank guns, and those tanks, mainly Panzer Is and Panzer IIs, didn't have good armor and resilience against Polish 80 guns and even 80 rifles. So this is 3 to 1. We have to attack if we have a chance. So this is 1 to 1. There is no contrary orders. I can use one tactical unit, no other modifiers, which means it's 1-to-1 on with +1 because of the tactical. And look at this, 1-6, which means this is a 6. So 1-to-1, 6 +1. This is defender, desperate defender retreat. If we move through defensive terrain, we take a step loss. Polish unit takes step loss. If we move through zone of control, we take another step loss. So only possible retreat direction is this one, and unfortunately it's over the river, meaning defensive terrain, meaning 27 takes a step loss. And its range goes to an X. This division cannot move or attack anymore in this turn. So we record losses on losses track and losses of the army, and the unit advances right here, and the tactical unit is used. Again, we do not advance time. And we have Polish coordination or another airbase relocation. Why would you pick relocation over the coordination? Because like in this spot, coordination is not really it's not really good time to play coordination. Also, this can be postponed. So this is what I'm going to do. Postpone this activation, but the risk is if I try to use this activation like German side with their smaller activations, then I have to check if it worked. If I'm unable to finish this activation until the end of the day, morale goes down. And there are actually 2 German activations still waiting in German player hand. How many turns we have? We have only 4 activations, actually 5 activations with this one. Okay, so if we have a good situation with contrary orders, we can try to use those two activations of panzer units. So let's begin with 16th. We don't want 15th yet, because there's still Polish isolated unit in Częstochowa, which actually blocks path of advance for this HQ, which gives supply to those 2 panzer units. So we want to wait with this activation until we are, because this bridge is destroyed right now. This bridge is okay, but this unit cannot ever cross enemy zone of control. It's HQ and logistics base. So we go with 16th. Hour is 3 p.m. Okay, so those units are right here. And there's actually a defense line which is not maintained, which is not manned. So let's go this way. 4th. Road goes right here, so where we have artillery, it's right here. This is too far away. Okay, if we attack right away, it's gonna be 2-1, -1 for the line, -1 for forest. So it's very, very risky attack at this moment. And we have, I think, yes, and we are out of supply, because supply chain is supply center is back. So I don't think this corps is in any position, in any good position to attack right now. So we won't make any attacks. We're gonna just move forward. 1, 2, 3 for zone of control. 4, 5 for leaving zone of control and going through the road. I cannot enter Piotrków town because I need two more movement points, and only one is left. But with one movement point left, I can put spearhead, for example, right here. You don't care about the terrain if you put on the spearhead, but this unit is now more vulnerable for Polish attacks. And this is actually what we can do with this unit also. If I move here, I use 4 movement points, but I can, with 1 movement point, I can move with spearhead right here. For panzer units and motorized units, unbridged river of any kind is impossible to be crossed. It's impassable, but not for spearhead. Spearhead can always do this maneuver. You put next to the river panzer unit and you create a ZOG barrier on the other side. And we have from this group we have also two. Sorry, my hand is getting weak, so I'm very sorry about any shaky moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. They move 3 hexes, and this unit, it's right here. Okay, so with this unit we can actually attack this Polish division. It's gonna have armored train to help their defense, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have artillery. We have artillery right here, and we have still one tactical raid to be used. No attacks here. We are attacking here. It's 1-to-1, no contrary orders. We're gonna use last shot of artillery, which makes it 2-to-1. Terrain is clear, no contrary orders again, and Polish side will use armored train, which means German side is gonna use tactical raid, which means the train is possibly going to be destroyed in result of this attack. Okay, rolling 2 and 3, meaning this is a 3, and 1, 2, it was 2-to-1. DR. So this is normal retreat, 2 hexes. Unit can stop on friendly unit or in defensive terrain, but there is a unit which is small unit actually. I think it was 2. But I'm gonna continue retreating or pulling out towards the river. And now, because this train took part in this defense, it should retreat. But first we need to check if it wasn't destroyed. So right here we roll 2 dice, 2d6, and check red. Yep, and this train is out of the game. Train number 52, Piłsudczyk, under command of Captain Moonwalker, Captain Mikołaj Gonczar. Not anymore. And the tactical goes to the pool. We can advance right away because there is no any other attacks. We increase daily movement. That's it. Advance time 5 p.m. 5 p.m. If we are closer to this move, Polish move counter, we're gonna try to activate coordination, because if we fail, we won't have many shots on this. And this is the second Luftwaffe right of this day. And the second Luftwaffe right is only able to write Warsaw and Polish fleet. And now the case is, we have a little right here diagram or space for Luftflotte refit units and Luftflotte ready units. Meaning, if we can actually conduct second raid, if we use 4 or less units, one of those units have to go to refit. It's not going to be available next turn. If we use more than 4 units, 2 units have to go to refit. This is not yet time for enormous Warsaw destruction. So one Stuka unit will chase this escaping fleet, and we're gonna use 3 units of Luftflotte 1. It doesn't matter from which Luftflotte they are. 3 horizontal bombers. They're gonna raid Warsaw. Reminder, if only 1 or 0 raid is successful, it will mean legendary battle for Pursuit Brigade defending sky over the Warsaw, and it might create additional morale point. So first one, we roll 2d6, we need 4 or more on red. Double is miss. First one is a miss, second one is a miss, third one is a miss. Outrageous. And fleet, for the fleet we need, for the fleet at sea, we need 3 or more on the red die. And this is success. So none of Polish ships was able to escape. So 0 successful raids on Warsaw, meaning we're gonna try a legendary battle for Pursuit Brigade. 1 unit has to go to refit, it's gonna be unable to use the next day, and both of those units go back to Luftflotte to pull. Now 7 p.m. we have only 2 activations left, actually 3 with this one. So at first German side decides if they want to use the 15 Corps. No, because still there is no clear path to advance this HQ. So I think we should make a cheat pool. And this is Army Group North. Army Group North. So both units, both armies are going to activate. Right here, we're gonna prepare this attack. We have 10th Division right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna be able to attack, but we need extra movement point for recon. We don't have, so we're gonna have modifier, negative modifier right here. 118 was I lost loading counter, so I took another one. So this one unloads from the train. Right here we're gonna attack with this unit. We're going to attack this one. So we leave in place. 1, 2. Here we're going to attack this isolated unit. I don't want to attack with Panzer unit, not to get any further losses. And we're gonna advance towards Bydgoszcz. both of those units get cube of 1 daily movement, and Netze Brigade goes right here, also using 1 of its daily movement, and those two units go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2 for them. Oops, sorry if I didn't point camera the right way. On this front, attack is gonna come here, and it's gonna strike here. This one moves right here. This is 1. Right here, I don't want to attack with this unit, but I want to move with this unit. Oh, and we're gonna try to repair this bridge if it is not repaired, and it is. We need 3 or more for this bridge to be repaired. So this panzer unit will advance through Mława town. 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna attack right here. And we're gonna make 2 attacks here. And that's it. There's a isolated German cavalry brigade, but in this day there's nothing we can do for them. So let's begin right here. Now there's a unit for coast defense. Those are kind of an independent unit. This is why they have blue squares right here instead of white. So this is because this battle was a little detached from the main operational events, meaning it doesn't make sense to create other HQs and because it's happening around Gdynia all. So it doesn't make sense to create other formations right here. So one unit is from 4th Army, second one is independent, so we don't need coordination because only one unit is from the army. So we have 3 to 1. We don't use any assets, we don't use any modifiers. Snake Eyes. This is 1, and this is also a city, Wejherowo, actually town, which means on double we have column of refugees right there. And on 3 to 1, 1 is both loss. So this unit is destroyed. And for this formation, and we count loss on the loss track, and for the Germans, and the unit that takes a loss has to be the stronger unit. And in case of this result, we can advance. So this one unit is going to advance. I'm gonna keep it just like it has to be. Now 10th Panzer Division is gonna attack Starogard unit. It's 4 to 1, no modifiers. 4 and 4 to 1 is defender desperate retreat. Fortunately, terrain is clear, so we need to just avoid defensive terrain for this unit. Okay. Next one right here, 32. And I think we're gonna put the artillery. Oh, yeah, I've made a crucial mistake on Polish move activation. I should have put Polish artillery on the map. So let's fix it. Let's do it as I would have done this. So one right here. Modlin artillery goes, let's say here. Łódź. Right here. Now there's counter after errata, not printed yet. Prusy army had heavy artillery units, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 2 shots of artillery, and the Poznan unit, let's say right here. All right. So attacking this unit, this is 2 to 1. Modifier minus minus 1 for terrain and +2 for isolated. And where is artillery? Oh yeah, it's right here. So let's lose 1 shot. Let's use 1 shot of artillery. I'm not gonna use Polish artillery because it might be needed later. So this is 3 to 1 because of artillery and -1 for terrain. 4 means defender desperate. Retreat. They are isolated, so they are destroyed. Advance marker. We wanted to attack right here. No, actually not. So right here. This is 1. This unit has only 1, but we can use first armored battalion to strengthen this unit with 2. So this is 3 to 2, meaning 2 to 1. 1 to 1. And I think I'm gonna add the column 1/2 to 1. It might be needed in case of those numbers in strengths. So this is for now 1 to 1. We're gonna use 2 tactical attacks, air attacks. Second one you can put on the back of the unit, meaning if it retreats even from DR, it's gonna take a loss. So we have a double. It's 3. 3 on 1 to 1 is both loss, but we have +2 for shock condition, +1 for tactical, but -2 for river without a breach. So defender retreat and takes a step loss because of this air unit. And we return to Grudziądz and we mark those losses. And now we get to the end of loss track. So morale goes down 1, replacement goes down by 1. It is on 0, so we flip it to -1, and we reset this track. And also we set 3rd loss on Pomorze Army. Okay, and of course we don't forget about daily range. It was 1. I could have stopped in Grudziądz because of DR result. Okay, that was a little stupid to conduct this attack, to plan this attack, but let's go. It's 2 to 1, 1 to 2, sorry. This is 3, -2 because of the terrain, and it's double attacker loss. Yeah, it was terrible. Okay, so 1 is flip, second one is disrupted. We mark 2 losses, and the Germans also lose replacement point because of their losses. Goes to 2. Okay, and we mark this loss on the 3rd army. Actually, 2 losses. Right here, Camp division is gonna attack 20th division, and there's errata to this unit. This unit has attack strength of 3, not 4. This was one of the weakest panzer divisions in German army attacking Poland. So we have 1 to 1. We don't have any asset. We have artillery. we have artillery. Let's put it right here. So we gonna use 2 shots of artillery, and Polish will counter with 2 shots. So it stays 1-1, and +1 for detached marker, and the result is 3. Result is 3 +1, meaning defender retreat. 1 and 2. And division goes. We check this little yellow bridge on the way. 2, it is not destroyed, so it is intact. So we can drive into Strzegowo and then towards this plain and Vistula River. It's not historical axis of advance, but you don't have to do everything historical. 2-1, no modifiers. Double 6. So this is 6 in 2-1. Defender desperate retreat without any problem. Mark it with 2. And right here, Mazowiecka Cavalry Brigade in Przasnysz. It will mean -1, so let's use last point of artillery. Column shift 3-1. And we have a 5. We have a 5 and 5. -1 for the city means defender desperate retreat. So we cannot enter the city. So we have to avoid the city to avoid step loss. And I think, yes, this is now done. So let's advance infantry units on their advance tokens. And we don't forget to mark daily maximum range. Somewhere else, yes, on the nose. So this leaves us with only 2 activations left. So I think it's time to, actually there are 2 activations that have to be used. So German side is gonna use 15th, and this is very bad news. Actually, general move is still in the cup, and it's not gonna come this day. And the 15th advance is actually not very good, because those units are not really able to advance any further before at first army HQ goes further. And to advance army HQ, you need town or city at least 6 hexes from enemy unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is why those towns are marked on the German countryside. We cannot advance really. Actually, we can this way. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this unit is out of command for now. So I'm not gonna use those units, move those units. I'm gonna advance. Oh, it's right here. It's not this one, it's this one. It's even worse. Yeah, so 15 Corps is gonna is gonna sit tight. And now let's try to activate Polish coordination, which was postponed. 3 or more. Again. 3. Okay, so this is last activation. This last activation of the day. Fortunately, if it failed, Polish side would lose morale. And coordination allows activation of two Polish armies. But you have to roll to try if they made contact. And I think it's gonna be Pomorze army with Poznań army. With Poznań army, we have right there. We have also army boundaries on Polish side, but we need Poznań army to go north and help Pomorze army. So let's roll. If we roll double, if we roll something else than double, we roll something else than double. So those armies activate as one. So we don't need to worry of what is who goes after who. Okay, this one has X. This Wisła. Okay, I'm gonna move this right here. Now this unit will stay in Grudziądz, but I will send them help from this unit. 3 movement points, so this is as far as they can get now. This unit will stay here. I'm gonna pull out this unit from Bydgoszcz. This is the one that moved. All right. And for Pomorze army, this goes at night. So this is kind of a situation when you need to think about what do you want to do. The good thing is actually that, well, bad thing because I had no chance to show you this. So what is left in the cup is actually Plan West. So I didn't have to fulfill those assumptions of Plan West. But it is always good to be prepared to fulfill this. In border battle, you need adjacency of at least 4 Polish divisions with German units, and you need to conduct 4 attacks against German units. Meaning, and this is basically move activation, move and combat, but move phase and then combat phase. So if you don't have any units, any foot or cavalry units on positions to attack, you cannot fulfill the plan, meaning you're gonna lose morale. And there's always risk that it's gonna be right in the beginning of the day. So this is why I'm going to move up, move closer Poznań army units, which are still in good shape, towards German units. And also I will make German units or attack or use much more movement points. Okay, let's leave it like this. So another thing, now we go to night phase. This is right here. We advance the phase. Now we check if any events, day events, affect morale. It does. This one doesn't. We check with this card if main staff is evacuating from Warsaw, and this creates basically Fortress Warsaw and units defending Warsaw. And it doesn't win the game, but the German player wants to get rid of this main stuff from Warsaw. Then we check daily reports. So if any army has daily report on any number, we roll a die, and for example Pomorze army has 2. If you roll less or equal to what is on the daily report, you can recover 1 loss that was gained by this army this day. So I can give, let's say, 3 replacements to 27th Division. Now we check 4th Army. Yep, there's 1, meaning the 4th Army can also. And this is great because it turns out we don't have to use 2 replacement points for 3rd Panzer Division, meaning the losses were not as bad as the first battle reports told. This one is nothing. And I think there's 10th Army with 1. And this is 6. Okay, so those day reports are over. Then we check legendary battles. We have 2 of them. One in clash with 3rd Panzer, and 1 air defense of Warsaw in from Pursuit Brigade. So let's check first Pursuit Brigade. This is a 4. 4 means it was, let's say, kind of a legendary deed. So morale goes up 1. Yeah, morale is still high because Plan West didn't really make much problems. And for the second one is 2, meaning this was not legendary battle. Looking at report that 3rd Panzer didn't really take any loss, and you can say that nothing what was reported here maybe happened at all. So we go to the next phase. And we have to check march losses. If Polish player has divisions that have X on them, and there's actually 1 division, basically you check how many of those divisions are, and then you roll a die, and more divisions they are, the more there's a bigger chance that they're gonna take a loss. 1 is no loss. Now we have a refugee march. 1 goes right here towards Gdynia. Yep. And 1 goes here. Refugees don't care about any units. You have to just remember that they block the road. There is no road on the hex with refugees. City clearing, no. Railway movements. Okay, I'm gonna leave this. You just move. And night marches. Okay, railway movements we can postpone for now, but this is very important for German side, because as I mentioned before, it's very important to put this counter on the night space. This is the second German move or combat. The first one is still in the cup. It didn't go out this day. If the first one goes out and gets to the activation track or time track, the second one goes to the cup. If there was no German, if the first one never came, like here, and this should be right here, there's a, let's say, a little prize for German player for this, because if any cheat regarding move, for example, this coordination is now right here on the night also. If any cheat is on the night and again. General move is on the knight from the beginning of a turn. Then you can perform knight marches. Every cavalry unit at night can move 1 hex simply, without, just like that. So I can, for example, move this one back to, back to, but to Makov city. And cavalry can move, but motorized and panzer divisions cannot move at all. But infantry divisions, and only divisions, it means only divisions, no, and this is also important for detachments and regiments, only divisions can move 1 hex. In case of movement counter, so let's say commands that were given that were given in the evening still affect what is happening on the night, make night marches possible for those divisions without any problem. So, for example, now every German division on the map, foot division, can move 1 hex. You can move in zones of control, but then you have to make meeting engagement. So, for example, if I move this unit here, I would create meeting engagement. This is a little table. There's a little table for this, and it's mostly bad for the unit that triggers meeting engagement. But for example, this unit can move without any problem right here. Yeah, it's not clever because I would leave this this HQ left, endangered. But I'm not gonna do this right now. But every unit can move 1 hex. If you don't have any move activation on the night field, also every foot division can move, but then it has to take loss. So you can always move, but it depends from the activations if you're gonna take a loss or not. It is very important because it may sometimes occur that many units are still in the place without being moved for the whole day. It can happen. It's very rare, but it can happen. Of course, it can mean some complete command failure. But in this case, there's always a little, let's say, consolation prize, that you can move this hex no matter what. After this, we clean up the cubes and all shock markers. Then we check if army HQs can move. As I said before, you need 6 hex. You need a town or city and at least 6 hexes from the closest enemy unit. For example, this army cannot move anywhere right here. 10th army, no, it cannot, because there's still unit in Częstochowa. And in the north, no unit, no HQ can move. Polish HQs, as you probably guess, if you move them closer, of course, if you write HQ, it's gonna flip to weaker side, and it's gonna be really problem to go back. If you are out of command, you have series of problems. So the Polish HQs don't want to run deeper into the country, but also they really can't, if German advance is really fast, they can't really relocate towards the front. So the next one is, let's say, Polish symbols of defense. Very important for propaganda reasons. Right there is a Westerplatte outpost, which is still defending. It has 5 days left. There's a Schleswig-Holstein battleship, which is firing on them. So we roll a die for Schleswig-Holstein. If we roll 5 or 6, we did. Then Westerplatte goes extra one down, because it goes down every day. So 4 automatic and 3 for Schleswig-Holstein. Also, you can send air raids towards Westerplatte. Until Westerplatte defends, Polish morale goes up every day by 1. There are more spots like Hellbase and Fortress Oksywia and Gdynia City. If they still defend, morale also goes up on certain days. Then we check if plan Rurka, so mine laying on Gdańsk Bay, is done. It is not, because this mission is over forever. Fleet has been completely destroyed. Then we rebuild Warsaw. If Warsaw is bombarded, this counter goes down, 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 right? And there are spots where morals go down. Morale is going down. There's checkpoint where you cannot go up from this point. And on the last spot, there's morale -3. So you can see that in the beginning, the morale stays high, but if it starts to go down, it goes really fast down towards 0. If Polish player helps with this by not fulfilling Plan West, although activation has not came this day, so it's not always necessary, as you see, then Polish player has a real problem. How to improve morale if you lose? One of ways is to make those legendary battles. So counterattack. There's also major counterattack, but more on this on later videos. But for now, on this stage, the Warsaw track just goes up 1. And it also, if Warsaw turns into fortress, we have D, Warsaw defense, and this indicates how long Warsaw will prevail until it capitulates. And then we move date and prepare new round. So how much time? This is hour and 12 minutes. Yes, I wasn't doing it with I wasn't playing with the best speed I can, but I think 1 hour is considerable time for 1 full day. For the main campaign, it's gonna be 30 days or more, just like historical campaign. For I think most plays, it's gonna be there's gonna be shorter campaigns, like 1st to 5th or 6th to 9th September. You can pick whatever stage of campaign you want, and you're gonna be able to play smaller part. So this is how it looks like. I hope you enjoy it. If you like to point I don't know, some mistakes or make some advices, then I'm open for everything.